Hello, and welcome to another video. Today, we're heading out to Fort Delaware on Pea Patch Island. We'll spend the day exploring this historic fort, wandering around the grounds, and taking in the views of the Delaware River. Come along as we discover one of Delaware's most unique historic sites. We begin our journey in Delaware City. Access to Pea Patch Island and Fort Delaware is by ferry only, making the trip feel like an adventure before you even arrive. After boarding, it's a short ride across the Delaware River to the island where history awaits around every corner. On an island in the middle of the Delaware River, Fort Delaware stands as a reminder of America's military past and the sacrifices made during times of war. Construction of the fort was completed around 1859, and it was originally built to help protect the ports of Wilmington and Philadelphia. During the Civil War, Fort Delaware served as a Union prison camp, and at one point held more than 10,000 Confederate prisoners of war. The fort remained in military use for brief periods during World Wars I and II, before being abandoned in 1944 and returned to the state of Delaware. Today, Fort Delaware is a state park and has been carefully preserved and restored, allowing visitors to step back in time and experience an important chapter of American history while exploring Pea Patch Island in the middle of the Delaware River. Once the ferry arrives at Pea Patch Island, visitors hop aboard a tram for the short ride over to Fort Delaware. It's a nice way to take in the island and get your first look at the fort as it comes into view. Before long, we're stepping off the tram and getting ready to explore one of Delaware's most fascinating historic sites. Before heading into the fort, we made a stop at the reconstructed prisoner barracks. Confederate prisoners were housed in large wooden barracks like the one you see next to the fort today. This one in particular has been rebuilt to show what life was like for the men held here. Inside, rows of bunk beds help illustrate just how crowded the living conditions could be. Walking through the building offers a glimpse into the daily lives of the prisoners and the challenges they face while confined on the island. After exploring the barracks, we spent some time wandering along the prison camp trail. It's a peaceful walk that offers a chance to reflect on the island's history while taking in the scenery around Pea Patch Island. The hike ends at an observation platform overlooking the marshes. It's a great spot to pause for a few minutes and enjoy the view. If you're lucky, you may be able to spot some of the birds and other wildlife that call the island home. The Visitor Center is a great place to begin your self-guided tour and learn more about the history of the fort and the island. One of the highlights is a detailed model showing what the island and fort looked like during the later years of the Civil War. The display helps bring the history to life and gives visitors a better understanding of how more than 10,000 people, including soldiers, civilians, and prisoners of war, lived and worked on the island during that time. The Visitor Center also features a variety of artifacts from the area, including firearms, bullets, cookware, tools, and other everyday items. These exhibits offer a fascinating look at both military life and daily life on the island during the Civil War. Exploring the fort is a great opportunity to step back in time and experience what life was like when Fort Delaware was an active military installation. As you move from room to room, each area tells its own story and offers a glimpse into the daily lives of the soldiers, officers, and prisoners who once spent time here. From living quarters and kitchens to storage rooms and defensive positions, there's something interesting around every corner. Walking through the fort makes history feel a little more real and helps visitors connect with the people and events that shape this unique place. There is a cannon demonstration held daily during the park's open season, and it's one of the highlights of a visit to Fort Delaware. We made our way to the top to see the demonstration. Presented by historical interpreters, the demonstration shows how the cannon would have been prepared, loaded, and fired during the Civil War era.
Ferry, be ready! Number 137, fire! Here we go! I love it! Woo! Blow back, baby!
Before making our way back to the dock to catch the ferry back to Delaware City, we wandered through a few more rooms, took in some more views, and enjoyed one last look around this fascinating piece of history. As we headed back to Delaware City on the ferry, it was a great time to reflect on the day and everything we had experienced. From exploring the historic fort and reconstructed barracks to learning about life on Pea Patch Island during the Civil War, there was something interesting around every corner. Our visit to Fort Delaware was a memorable day filled with history, beautiful scenery, and a chance to step back in time. It's easy to see why this unique destination remains one of Delaware's most fascinating historic sites. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.